championship trail. On the pole for the first heat will be Jack Collins in the Holohan Plumbing JRM Tool and Die Riando Truck and Trailer Service Volkswagen, with Hank Nelson outside of him, Rick Hart and Mike Favuli behind, then Mike Seymour, Jeff Horn, and Joey Coy. We're green. Jack Collins takes the early lead. Mike Favuli tried to go up high and ended up going right to the back. Collins out in front with Rick Hart right behind him, then Mike Seymour and Jeff Horn. Down the backstretch, Seymour tries to get underneath Hart, and Horn dives into turn 3, comes all the way around, out in third place, maybe has second. Now he has second going into turn 1. Seymour going to try the outside and almost didn't quite make it. Collins out in front, followed by Horn. Rick Hart still holding on third, just barely, but Joey Coy got him that time. As a badly pushing Mike Seymour makes it around the outside into fourth. Oh, Collins gets a little bit loose coming out of 4, and Jeff Horn takes the lead. Halfway this time by for Jeff Horn, Jack Collins, Joey Coy, Mike Seymour battle for 5th. Mike Favuli wins it. Collins gets out a little bit wide coming out of 2, and Coy gets underneath him, holds him out long enough that Seymour tries to get under him too. Takes Seymour a little bit longer, but he's got third spot. White flag for Jeff Horn this time by. Joey Coy, Mike Seymour, 2 and 3. Now Collins and Favuli are fighting it out for 4th. As long as Collins can stay on the bottom, he's okay, but he pushes once again coming out of 2, and Favuli manages to get the spot. Yellow flag is out as Rick Hart has looped it in turn 4. And the checkers coming out along with the yellow, ending this heat. Jeff Horn in the Bay and Joan Hayes Napa Auto Parts Volkswagen number 47, winner of 4 of the 8 features so far this year. Inside of the next row is the Skoll Extramart STP Bosch Gertie, owned by Gene Angelillo, driven by the 5-time NEMA champion from Andover, New Jersey. And the number 1 is Drew Fenora. Outside is a 1987 champ driving his own Urati Automotive Volkswagen from Marlborough, Massachusetts, and the number 4 is Bobby Seymour. And riding shotgun on the field is a rookie, fresh out of the stock cars at Riverhead, in Pete Perniciglio's Ronk Auto Parts Mazda. From Ronkonkoma, New York, in the 50 is Pete Perniciglio the younger. Stan Beluziak and Glenn Cabral in the front row. The brothers, Russ Storr and Greg Storr, side by side in the second row. Drew Fenoro, Bobby Seymour, both champions in the third row. And young Pete Perniciglio, a rookie, brings up the rear as the green's out. And little problem with Glenn Cabral's car. He doesn't get off the mark, holding up the entire outside line, and it's Russ Storr that ends up diving through, catching the early lead. Although with a little bit of push in that car, Drew Fenoro has the lead within a lap. Drew Fenoro, Russ Storr, Bobby Seymour out in front. Greg Storr in fourth. Drew Fenoro's all by himself out in front. Bobby Seymour working over Russ Storr. Store in the Gertie-powered machine, Seymour in a Volkswagen. And right now this Volkswagen is working on the bottom. Seems to have the edge. Gertie has the power down the straightaway, but Seymour is able to get in underneath and run right on that bottom groove. Oops, little loose. Gets Store, and Seymour has the spot. Yellow flag is out as Glenn Cabral has lost it on the backstretch. He's sitting there facing oncoming traffic. Now we have Drew Finoro and Bobby Seymour side by side. That lead that Finoro had is gone. Green's out again. And the power of the Gertie brought Finoro into the turn first, but Seymour hangs on the outside. The lighter Volkswagen is staying up with it, but not anymore. You have power versus handling out there in that contest. Whoa, Seymour got up a little bit too fast on him. Seymour's running much faster through the corners. A little bit too fast that time. Something went awry in Seymour's car, maybe when he gave him that bump, because all of a sudden the handling's gone away. He's pushing badly, lifting the left front. He's going to have all he can do to hang on to second in this with one more lap to go here. Drew Finoro takes the win in the second heat, followed by Bobby Seymour, Russ Store, Greg Store, and Glenn Cabral.
Ice cream sandwiches.
Is Glenn Cabral. Second row on the inside is Bruce Beans, M&H Tire Midway Auto Parts Gertie. From Carver, Massachusetts is our 1990 champion, and the number 26 is Russ Store. And outside, driving his own Cape Cod Aggregates Fontana. From Falmouth, Massachusetts, in the number 80, the winner, our first time here at Star earlier this year, Mike Favuli. Next row on the inside is Gene Angelillo's Skoll, Extramont, SDP, Bosch, Gertie. Five-time NEMA champion and our defending champion. Winner, first time out here at Star this year from Andover, New Jersey, in the number 1 is Drew Finoro. Outside, driving his own Uriardi Automotive Volkswagen, our 1987 champion from Marlborough, Massachusetts, in the number 4, Bobby Seymour. Birthday, Robert Lindemann. The cars are all lined up in their two-wide formation, ready to go. We've got Russ Store and Mike Favuli on the front row. Greg Store, Russ's younger brother, right behind him, with Mike Seymour beside him. Steve's looking them over. They look good. Here we go. Russ Store gets the jump, takes the early lead with Favuli right behind him. Then Mike Seymour in third and Greg Store in fourth. Bob Seymour comes around the outside looking for that fifth spot. Drew Finoro trying hard too, but Seymour gets hooked up on the outside, takes fourth away from Greg Store. Drew Finoro ducks underneath Store, who's having handling problems, I guess, and takes the next spot. Now Seymour tries to move out as Mike Seymour goes underneath Favuli for a spot. Favuli now goes back under Mike Seymour. Now the two Seymour brothers on the outside. Mike has trouble, slows down. Bobby taps him, and Jeff Horn gets the worst of it and spins off the track into the infield. Got a little bumping and banging in there coming out of 4 between the Seymour brothers, and it was unfortunately Jeff Horn who paid the price of that one. As he now will be in the back of the pack. Just 2 laps down, we still have 23 to go. Jeff Horn made a valiant effort to keep that engine running and couldn't quite do it. Once again, we have Favuli and Store on the front Now we have the two Seymour brothers right behind. All lined up through turn 3, coming out of 4. Here we go, the green's out. And sure enough, Horn goes right to the high side, takes him 3 high, gets right up into that front pack. Meanwhile, way up front, Bobby Seymour moves to the outside of Favuli, can't quite do it as Favuli moves high. Favuli all over Storr, trying to get around on the bottom while Seymour's working on the top side. Seymour dives into 3 on the outside. That's Bobby Seymour outside of Mike Favuli, takes over second spot. As we're through lap 4, as by golly, Jeff Horn is up to 6th. Russ Storr out in front. Favuli now gets back under Bobby Seymour. Has that second spot again. Favuli and Seymour battling for second, leaving Russ Storr all alone out in front. Mike Seymour holding down a relatively comfortable 4th at this time, as is Drew Finoro in 5th. Jeff Horn in 6th. Greg Storr has been relegated to 7th, and Joey Coy, last week's winner, is going nowhere in 8th. Here comes Seymour again around the outside of Favuli. Going into turn 1. Lap car gets in the way. Seymour has to back off and loses the spot to his brother. It's Russ Storr out in front. Mike Favuli holding down second spot with both Seymour brothers beating on his back bumper. Bobby once again heads high, gets around the outside of brother Mike, takes off after Mike Favuli again. Bobby's got 3rd back, but loses it. Something bad happened. Bobby Seymour's car has stopped. Just plain run out of power, and he's stopped. In the second turn, yellow is coming out. All right, let's try and get a better start this time. Russ Storr and Mike Favuli come through side by side. Storr gets the jump. Favuli second. Drew Finoro gets the big bite on the outside and takes 3rd away from Mike Seymour. And by golly, here comes Horn to take away 4th. Jeff Horn dives into that 4th spot. And the yellow's out again as Glenn Cabral has spun in turn 4. So we're going to have to do that one all over again. They're all pretty much specially made midget racing engines. Once again, Russ Storr and Mike Favuli are going to do battle coming out of turn 4. The green's out. Just like last time, Storr and Favuli get the jump. Mike Seymour gets relegated to 4th and to 5th as Horn dives around him, tries to sneak under Finoro and couldn't do it. Down the backstretch, Russ Storr still holds out in front, gains just a little bit as Favuli's got Finoro all over him. Jeff Horn slipped just a little bit. Mike Seymour tried to get under him, couldn't do it. Now Seymour's going to try the outside, going to try the groove his brother was working, couldn't do it. He goes under, ducks under, but got to drop the wheel off the pavement and couldn't make the pass and almost lost the spot to Greg Storr. His halfway sign comes out this time around for Russ Storr. Mike Favuli's got Drew Finoro sneaking down the inside of him, but holds him off once again. Jeff Horn is still holding on to that 4th spot, although Mike Seymour seems to be working on the outside now. He's going to try it down the backstretch. Seymour dives into 3 on the outside, see if he can make it stick. Not quite that time by. Lap car now in the way, and everybody makes it by in the front few. Jeff Horn now uses the lap car to peel Mike Seymour off and hang on to that 4th spot. Russ Storr getting a little loose, coming out now. But still managing to keep an opening in front of Mike Favuli, who's running on rails right on the bottom and keeping Drew Finoro behind. Mike Seymour now seems to have won that battle for for fourth, and in fact, Jeff Horn is dropping another spot as Greg Stohr gets by, and Horn almost lost it as they bumped wheels. Horn maybe ran out of rubber in that mad charge back to the front. Drew Finoro has made it under Favuli. Take over second. And Mike Seymour almost made it too, but couldn't quite make it. Russ Stohr running into lap traffic, had to go 3 wide to make it through that pack, but did it okay. And now he's got Drew Finoro catching up quickly. Finoro tangled with the lap car, gets sent outside, but recovered nicely with just 3 laps to go. We've got 2 Gerties out in front of this race. I believe that's the first time that's ever happened. 2 to go for Russ Stohr, 2 to go. And Drew Finoro is coming on as Russ Stohr is loose. Meanwhile, Seymour's working on Favuli again, trying for the outside. 1 to go as Stohr gets very loose and almost loses it in front of Finoro. Stohr now has Finoro right on his tail. Stohr comes off hard, opens up a little on the backstretch. Through 3 and 4, Stohr is really pussyfooting, drops a wheel off, hangs on for his first checker in 2 years. He can hear you. Let's have a big hand for Russ Stohr from Carver, Massachusetts. Winner of the 690th race in the history of the Northeastern Midget Association. The 9th of the 1993 SM LaRusso and Sons Championship Trail. Gentleman in the red pants and white t-shirt is the owner, Chief Mechanic Bruce Bean. Wife Ann with him. And the rest of the crew. Drew Finoro almost did it. Should mention that Drew has an important fan cheering him on. A.J. Foyt is back there in Drew Finoro's pit. Has been there attracting a good bit of attention all evening. And Drew, I'm sure, gave it the old college try, hoping to win it while the representatives of Skoll were here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are very honored and very pleased to have down in Victory Lane truly an American racing legend. How about a nice Star Speedway welcome for the one, the only legendary A.J. Foyt. Welcome to Star Speedway, A.J. A.J. down there in Victory Lane with Russ Stohr, our feature winner, and Bob Weber Jr. We're very honored to have A.J. visiting with us here at Star Speedway tonight, of course, here in the Grand Estate for the big event tomorrow at New Hampshire International Speedway with the Indy cars. Everybody's favorite. Truly one of the greatest race car drivers of all time. There's a gal who was in the right place at the right time. Marvin Richard down there, Women H Tires. On with A.J. Of course, when the fellow from Automotive Performance Company sells that truck, he will be able to say that A.J. Foyt rode in the back seat of this truck.